Before we get into this video, I wanted to come on here and read you guys Galatians 6 and 9. And it reads, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Meaning, do not become discouraged in well-doing. Don't quit living for God. Don't let fear overcome you. Don't stop doing good, because at that appointed time, you will reap ample fruit. Let's just get right into this video. Hey blessings, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. If you're already part of the Blessing family, welcome back, blessings. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. So I wanted to get right into this video because I'm kind of excited to be talking about it. 5 reasons why you should wait until marriage to have sex. So let's just get into reason number uno. It's biblical. 1 Corinthians 7 and 2, it says, "But because of the temptation to sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband." So I kind of wanted to get a better understanding of what this scripture was explaining. It says in this verse, the Apostle Paul describes any activity outside of marriage as sexual immorality. That means when we read of sexual immorality, it includes sex before marriage as one of the many examples of sin. Hebrews 13 and 4 reads, "Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexual immoral and adulterers." What does an undefiled marriage bed look like? It looks like a bed that a husband and wife share exclusively together. So any kind of sex that is before, outside, or in addition to a married relationship of husband and wife is sinful according to the Bible. So society is going to tell you that it's okay to have sex before marriage, and that it's okay to keep sleeping around with different men and different women, but it's not. You have to remove yourself from those kinds of temptations, meaning sometimes you may have to watch what you watch, or watch what you hear, watch what you read, watch the certain people that you're around. Even check your friends, because if you made that decision and they're trying to pressure you into having sex with someone, you have to reconsider who your true friends really are. And I even wrote down here, remove yourself from certain situations that you know may tempt you into being sexual immoral. For example, if you just made the decision to be pure and you're dating, and you know that inviting him over to chill or inviting her over to chill is going to cause a certain reaction, and by the end of the movie, y'all going to be rolling around on the couch, don't do it. Don't invite them over. That means you're setting a boundary. If you feel comfortable just going out in public, do that. But don't put yourself in predicaments to where you're going to have sex. Don't put yourself in predicaments to where if you're married already, don't be having threesomes. Don't be cheating on your husband or wife. And stop having sex before marriage. The second reason is because it creates negative soul ties. Did you know that each time that you sleep with someone, you are joining your soul with that person through a sexual bond? This is very dangerous because you're operating outside of marriage. If you've ever wondered why it's so hard to let a person go after you've broken up with them, you feel empty and incomplete, and you just feel like you just can't go on, child. Or you're so connected to that person where you can't go a second without being around them. If you've ever been so involved with someone that you forget about yourself and put all your attention and care upon their needs, you, my friend, have a negative soul tie. You do. This particular soul tie is so dangerous because in your heart, you really feel like this person vibing and in love with you. And that may be the case in some situations. In some situations, not all, but in reality, it's lust. And you're so blinded by sex that you can't even see, like your judgment is so clouded and your clarity, you just so confused about everything. And it's to the point to where you ignore the red flags, you take physical and emotional abuse, and you ultimately lose yourself in the process. Instead of going through a season of hurt, spending time with God, being alone, getting to know yourself, loving yourself, many people will stay in these toxic relationships. And this is where people mess up because they start to put their faith in, they start to depend and rely on that person instead of God. So reason number 3, your judgment and discernment is clouded. So what do I mean by this? When I was in and out of different situationships and having sex, my judgment and discernment was like obsolete. Like Like, man, like, it could be a million red flags in front of me, but I was going to ignore all of them suckers because you couldn't tell me nothing about the guy that I was dating. As I mentioned before, I ignored the red flags, and it often led to me being depressed, bitter, contemplating suicide, attempting to cut myself. When I made the decision to wait, and when certain men wanted to date me, they would not hang around long because my discernment was back on point. Meaning I was praying, y'all. Anytime a guy attempts to even talk to me and we exchange numbers and we get to texting, the first thing I do is pray about it. I pray and I say, God, if this is not in your will, let your will be done. Remove them, because I don't want nothing hindering me from the guy that God ordained for me. And I also ask God for him to show me their true intentions. And eventually, guys, oh my gosh, when you start to pray, let your will be done and not mine. When certain things come, God is going to expose, and you're going to wonder why they ain't text you in a minute. That was God protecting you from something. So just keep that in mind. I was able to know what their real intentions were because God will reveal it, and they were not able to trick me like they did in the past. Number 4, you open a door for the enemy, aka demonic attacks. This can come from having sex outside of marriage, or it can come from just a simple thought. The enemy tries to come when he sees God's children at their lowest. He will send people to manipulate, deceive, and the list goes on and on. 2 Corinthians 11:4 states, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." Meaning you can meet someone and they can seem so appeasing to the eye. They can have the right cologne on. They can have, be a 6'5", 6'4" with everything all the qualities that you like. The enemy, and it's so crazy. The enemy knows. He knows what you like. Just like God knows your hearts and your desires, the enemy knows as well. And he will send someone in disguise. He will send a counterfeit to interrupt your peace, to interrupt your life. And it's happened to me, guys. This guy was, oh my God, it just seemed like nothing was wrong with him. He was an older guy. He was built, oh my gosh, like he was amazing. But the stuff that I found out after me and that guy started dating, I would have never thought. That's why you have to be careful who you're having sex with. That's why you shouldn't just have sex with any and everybody or at all until you're married. But God, the enemy knows your desires, and he will send someone. Oh, guys, listen, he will send someone. He will send a counterfeit. He gonna have on that right cologne. He gonna sweet talk you. Listen, don't fall for it. Do not fall for it, guys. And like I said, meaning you can meet someone that can be so appeasing to the eye. They are perfect. And what the enemy wants to do is make you fall into temptation. For example, once I chose to refrain from having sex, I started to get attacked in my sleep a lot. And it was one night I remember in particular, I was on my couch and I finally fallen asleep, and I felt something attach itself to me. It like started rubbing on my head, and I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I couldn't yell. I couldn't scream Jesus. And it's like it was trying to have sex with me. And listen, people don't think, that's why you can't listen to everybody. But people don't think that demons and stuff are real, but they are, guys. They are. And I have some stories for y'all. It's scary, but these are the things that are going to come when you're trying to live right for God. So this is why it's so important to know the tricks of the enemy, because when the attacks and temptations come, you will be ready and equipped. Reason number 5, diseases, guys. Let's just put it all out there. There are too many diseases floating around and many people having sex with no protection. So just stop having sex, guys. Like, ultimately, you're not missing out on nothing. You having sex with him is not going to make him stay. It's not going to make him not cheat if he don't want to cheat. You not missing out on nothing. All you doing is damaging yourself. And this is what I found out, guys, which is so amazing. So, Sonora, if you're watching this, girl, like, you blew my mind when you talked about this yesterday. She said that every time, and I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real with y'all. Listen, I ain't trying to be nasty, but it's just facts. Every time a man... every time you have sex with a man and he comes inside of you, that semen is released into the bones. And what the bone does is absorb it. And it stays with you for the rest of your life, guys. This is just something, it blew my mind yesterday when I heard it. Like, it blew my mind, and she knows what she's talking about. I trust her word. So that's something to consider. Like, ooh, just think about all the people that you still out here having sex with. I'm not judging, guys, because everybody has a past. That's why I'm trying to help people prevent, refrain from making the same mistakes I did. So it's just important to educate yourself ultimately. Like, there's plenty of books out here. You can educate yourself. Google Scholar. Listen, just educate yourself. So like I said, the 5 reasons are: it's biblical, it creates negative soul ties, it clouds your discernment and judgment, you open the door for the enemy, and for many, many health reasons. So guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you stayed to the end. Like I said, I thank you guys so much for supporting me. Please spread the word. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, guys, please subscribe. Like, it only takes less than 2 seconds to hit that red button. Subscribe, guys. I love you. Remember, God loves you more. And remember, your purity is more important. Bye.